Hello friends, and welcome to the Planeswalker project. I appreciate you stopping by as always, and I hope you'll stay for a spell. Wizards has announced a series of new Commander products for 2020, ranging from new Precon decks to a new signature spellbook type product to an entire set designed to draft Commander. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of these products and start a discussion about it. With the release of Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths, we're going to be getting 5 new Commander Precon decks. These decks will tie into the world of Ikoria, and they're going to be taking the place of the Planeswalker decks. Spread across these 5 new decks will be a total of 71 new cards made just for Commander, the most they've ever done in one set. The remaining cards will obviously be entirely reprints, and these reprints are not limited to simply Ikoria. They can be from anywhere within Magic's history. There is a lot to take in here, as well as several questions that I have wondered about. Firstly, replacing the Planeswalker decks with these Precon decks is a nod to players learning Magic through the Commander format, and I know several people myself who have done this with great success. I feel this can be a bit of a mixed results type of move, however. In one hand, the simplicity in Commander deck building, restricting any non-basic land to 1 copy each, means the games will be a bit more level. A Commander Precon is one of the only products I think that's available where you can play a genuine game of Magic straight out of the box without any additional modification. It will be a lot easier to grow confident in a deck, being able to pinpoint cards that don't work as well for their pilot and possibly replace them. But on the other hand, the transition from a 100 card singleton format to a 60 card standard might be a bit tricky for some newer players, and I hope that this is at least somewhat addressed. We can discuss this, of course. Secondly, I am glad that we've returned to the 5 Precon set structure for this instance. I feel that with 5 decks, we have a lot more room for reprints, more room for set design, and we can have 5 decks that do vastly different things without having to fall back upon some gimmick or overarching theme. I also feel that color representation will be much more improved, as I've lamented in the past that having only 4 decks means that they're going to have to ensure each color is represented across 4 multicolor decks without there being too many with red or too few with green or black. I am, however, questioning the power level of these decks. Commander Precons have a weird power level, mostly due to the nature of the format, where we always have one deck people manage to boost to be the forerunner of the pack. We have one every year, the deck that shines brighter than the others, and the one deck that you'll finding in Walmart a year later. Given that these are also replacing the Planeswalker decks, a series of decks that is notorious for their relative lackluster power level, I am hoping that they retain some level of power that players trying them out for the first time feel excited to play them. Commander has this energy to it that I personally enjoy, that allows and encourages tremendously huge plays that really no other format can achieve. Being a slower paced game, you've got more time to build up your ability to land a game-ending move and win in a tremendous epic moment. I'm hoping that each of these Precon decks has that capability, as I feel one of the most exciting moments as a Commander player is that thrill of pulling off an earth-shattering move and winning. Next up, and perhaps my biggest anxiety with this release, is the price point. Wizards not long ago abolished giving out a public MSRP, causing some problems with the Brawl Precon decks, as LGS owners didn't know how to price them up until Walmart and Target were selling theirs for $21, nearly $30 less than anywhere online or at most LGSs. One of the last things that Wizards did to their MSRP before abolishing it was up the price of Commander Precons from $36 to $40. This caused a lot of backlash, as the increased price was attributed to there being one less deck offered, and there was no visible return in terms of a better value product. Will these 5 decks continue that pattern of $40, or will we be returning to the old price of $36? There is no established MSRP publicly available, and as we saw with the Brawl decks, that has become a problem very fast for LGS owners. And as always, it would be wise to advise players looking to buy one of these to shop around some first to find the best price for them, and to not instinctively just buy them for a possibly bloated price. Now, the biggest question by any means I have for this set is, how are the reprints? Commander 2018's reprints were abysmal. 2019's, while hyped to contain some spicy reprints, still felt rather lukewarm, and so I'm very cautious to judge what to expect from this new release. Gavin Very at Wizards has stated that outside of the 71 new cards to Commander, the entirety of the remainder of the cards will be reprinted from anywhere. There was no disclosure, however, to where these are coming from, and I honestly lack a little bit of confidence in the quality of reprints we might get. There is a laundry list a mile long of cards that are powerhouses, staples in Commander, that have not seen a reprint in years, if ever. Cards like Oracle of Moldiah, cards with amazing power levels that aren't necessarily broken, have yet to be reprinted in any capacity. While I do feel like cards like Rhystic Study or Cyclonic Rift might be pushing a bit too far for some, I see no reason why they haven't found a home in an upcoming Commander Precon product. Given the nature of Ikoria being a set themed after monstrosity beasties, I don't see any reason why something like Craterhoof Behemoth, literally got Behemoth in the name, cannot find its way into these decks. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's a high demand card, but if you stick it in a Precon, give it an ample print run for these decks to meet some degree of the market demand, it will satisfy the problem. I have taken such a great issue with master sets and masterpieces in the past. Being short print runs or creating absurd scarcity is not really an effective way to manage a reprint policy, and it seems almost ignorant to the customer demands. And in making this video script, I've compiled a list of 10 cards that I would think be ideal to create a fair, level playing field for all starting out Commander players. Put these in the Precon decks and everyone will have them. These might be considered powerful cards among seasoned players, but if you give the newer players the cards that they need to really vamp up their decks, you'll be giving them a better play experience. The Brawl Precon decks offered a single Shockland, a copy of Arcane Signet, a copy of the new artwork Command Tower. These sold out almost instantly, probably compounded by their low supply and the whole price discrepancy, but as we can see, if you make a product that has a great value to it for players, a great play experience for players, and is a strong contender of a deck, people will buy it. At that point, Wizards just needs to print the damn thing so that players who want it can get it for a fair and reasonable price. Now, aside from all of this, I am truly hyped for what this new Ikoria set will bring to the Commander format. I really think that we are in for a good year with this format, as there's still so much more we have yet to discuss. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you're not already, and ring that little bell for notifications. I appreciate you stopping by as always, and I hope to see you all next time.